Hello and welcome to Shamrock Rovers Fan TV. Now today I have a match preview for Shamrock Rovers against Derry City. Now to start off, we're going to talk about our other game against Derry earlier on in the season. And it was very early on with the restart, the first away game for the restart. It was a 2-1 win, but there were signs that they were the better team. I'll go over Walter Figueroa's goal. Roberto Lopez probably should have headed that away. He thought he had it and he didn't. Just a bit too high, and he didn't jump because he thought he had it, as I said. And Manis didn't really see it because Pico was there and he thought he'd clear it. So I wouldn't blame any of the players, but Pico should have done a bit better, and maybe Manis should, but it looked like a cross. We then got it back to 2-1, and we were the better team, but I think they had pacey wingers, and Lafferty wasn't really up for it. I thought with his pace, with his passes, he was super. Making runs, he didn't have that pace. Now he's definitely switched it on, and it wasn't that he played bad, I thought he could have done a bit better. In that game, Roberto Lopez, as always, saving us, and the same with Manis. At the very end, in a super save, they hit the crossbar, back to him, back to the player, and then great save again. It's hard to describe, but you have to see it to really know what it's about, what happened, and once you see, your mouth drops, your jaw smacks off the floor. Now for this game, I think it will be different, and I think we could do a bit better because Derry have not had a good season. I'll say it. They have not had a good season. They've been very poor for what they did last year. And they have to try and win this. They need to win this game because they're looking like they could go down, maybe 9th place, because Harps maybe could be up for it. We have Harps quite soon. If they can beat us, what I don't want to happen is, since it looks like we have the title, especially if we win this game, it will look like that. I think it's possible we could switch off. Sometimes you see that happen with teams. Once they have the league, they can get to their head and they just stop. Once we play Finn Harps, all we need is a draw, but I want that win, and that actually could favour Finn Harps a little bit. So anyway, we're going to get into my starting 11. In goal, Manis. I just talked about him a minute ago. His great saving us as always. That just gives you a big reason to play him. A bit on form. Won our Player of the Month, the first Player of the Month award that was given out for the Shamrock Rovers, and he completely deserves it. A left wing back, I'm going to go with Danny Lafferty. Sean Kavanagh is making a return. Played for Rovers too in a disappointing 2-0 loss. But I wouldn't against Bray, who are top of the table, so I wouldn't bash them. The team, because we did do well, and I saw some clips and we looked like we did well. So did Cavo. It's going to be great having him back now. Fruja, there's doubts over him, which leads to Lafferty having to play. Well, it's great that Cavo's back because then can provide a bit more backup, and he probably should be starting when he gets back. Neil Fruja, people are saying he was sent home from Ireland under 21 training after hurting his ankle, which I really hope is not the case because he's a smashing player. And at right wing back, I'm going to go with Reece Marshall. Now, you'll see why I've changed this in a minute. But Reece is a super player, and I think he came into the squad because we didn't really have a proper right wing back last season, and that's why he came in. But normally when you come in, you don't start playing straight away because you have to get the tempo on a bit. And so we played Ronan Finn there, and he just played too well to put Reece Marshall in and take him out. And as the first centre-back, Joey O'Brien, what can you say about this man? He is really, really good. He's Rovers true and true, which I love about him, so he has to start. And also, I don't think Liam Scales will be playing, as he's with Ireland under 21s, and I don't think he will get back in time, or I don't know if he will be available, but for now I'm going to keep him out. So next is Lee Grace. He's really, really good. He saves us a lot. He was a bit off, I thought, in our last, maybe, not the last game we played, but there was a game where he was off. But that's one game, and he just turned it right back on. Smashing player, has to start. And to finish off the defence, Roberto Lopez. I don't know if he will be back for this game because he is with Cape Verde. But I'm going to play him anyway. We'll see anyway what happens. Let's hope he is. I don't know about their schedule and stuff. But I'm really hoping he gets back, and I'm going to put him in now. But if not, I think it could be maybe Sean Callan. As the left midfielder, Graham Burke, that's kind of simple. Smashing player, has done really well this season. Sometimes, when he did come back from his injury, he looked a bit less sharp. But I think for now, he's been brilliant, and you need to keep playing him. And I think he is knocking on the door for that Ireland squad, to be honest. As the right midfielder, I'm going with Ronan Finn. Now, the reason Jack Byrne isn't here, and he won't be in the midfield, just to let you know, it's because I don't know if he will be back. Now, there are other reasons that I'm not going to talk about because they are not confirmed. I don't want to be putting out fake news. If it is fake news, I don't know. I completely don't know. But another option is that he was at the Ireland under 20, not 21s. He was the first team, which was great for him. He was on the bench for a few games. Wasn't on the bench for the last game. And I don't know if he'd make it back in time for that reason. And then there is another reason, but I'm not going to talk about that. I will when it gets confirmed. As the first midfielder, Gary O'Neill, a lot of his work goes unnoticed. What a player. I can't say much more, really. It's getting to the point where I'm repeating myself all the time because they're all so good. And beside him, Aaron Mcneff. What a player. He's been brilliant. The things he can do, and he can read the game just like Jack Byrne. I don't know how he has it, how he has the talent, but he does have it, and we have him, so it's great. And up front, Aaron Green, who I thought has switched on completely. I didn't know if he should be in the team. I was a bit he's not scoring goals. I don't think he should be playing. I put in Rory Gaffney for my preview for one of the games, but then he did well in that game when he did start, and I'm starting to see that he is actually a good player, just adding goals to his game. And I said it in the preview for the Cork game, he needs to add goals to his game, and he did, scored 2 goals in that game, so he's a great player in the team. So for my score prediction, I think I'm going to go with 2-0 Rovers. I think Aaron Green will get a goal, and I hope he does. And you know what? I think Reece Marshall could get a goal, and I think he will start Reece Marshall. And anyway, make sure you let me know down in the comments your score prediction, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.